Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to turn your CorelDraw file into an image file, or how to export your work on CorelDraw into an image file. All right, so this is basically what every beginner needs to know. All right, so because I get asked the question, how do I turn my CorelDraw file into an image file? All right, so there are only two known format that works very well. There are two main formats that works very well for image. It's either a PNG or a JPEG. All right, so and that it's what we are going to be using. All right, I just open a file right now. All right, this is a vector file designed in CorelDraw. I just open it now, and we are going to export this file into an image file. Okay, to do this, you just need to hover over your menu, and I'm going to show you three ways that you can export your files. Okay, you can either export your file by clicking on the file menu here, and you will see the export. All right, so and you can see the shortcut is also the export. Right, so that's the first way you can get your work exported. By the way, when I mean export, I mean it's a way of converting your work from the CorelDraw file to the image file that you desire. All right, which are the file that I'm going to be showing you. All right, so this is one of them. Then the second way is to click on this icon. There is an icon here over there in the standard menu. All right, so you have it over here, so you click on this to get your work exported. All right, so that is the second way to get it done, and the third way is by using your keyboard, which is what you already saw here, which is control E. All right, so we can just do any of them right now and just proceed. All right, so let me just click on this icon here, and mind you, whenever you are exporting your file, you need to do just one last thing, because whatever your selection is, you will need to specify what you are exporting, because sometimes you might just click on export, and by default it's going to export everything within the page, which means, for example, I have this object over here which is not part of my work, and I click on export right now. CorelDraw is going to export both everything here. But if I said, oh, I want to let this guy remain on the state on my workspace, but I want to export just this guy here. So what I do is to make sure that I select the object I'm exporting. And how you do that is to hover your mouse and select all of them. And the best practice is whenever you select like this, you group, which is Ctrl G, or you click on this icon group, or you over to your object and you click on group. All right, so there's a three way you can just get it done. So when you've done that, you can just zoom into your work and you see it's grouped right now. So I can just click on export, and here we go. Just name your image, and there we you see when you click on export, the first thing that we'll do is to name the image, and the second thing that we'll do is going to be bringing you over to this layout here, where you need to do some selection. Okay, so this is where you all right. So but before here, when you click on export, two things you need to take note of. You are exporting, you keep your file, you name your file rightly. Let's say I name it ice. So you see, you click on the save as file type. All right, so you click on this and you see it's either PNG or JPEG. There are other formats also that you can scroll down and look at. All right, there is even one that looks very close to JPEG, which is JPEG 2000 bitmap. This is not the same thing as JPEG bitmap. All right, so if you export your work as this, you're not going to find it in image format that you want. If you want your work in the image format, you are either going to be exporting it on PNG or JPEG. All right, so I'm going to work with this. I'm just going to select the PNG first, and I'm going to export. So whenever you export, you choose your file location, and you check out this whole interface and see all that they are showing you over here. All right, so you can see, look at all these details. You can just leave it as custom or original, just leave it that way. The bit by default 24-bit PNG is perfectly okay for image that you want. If you take it to any of all these other ones, it's going to change the color. That is what you see over here now. I believe that is not what you want to achieve. Okay, so, and that is a lower resolution. This 8 bits. No, we're gonna leave it at 24 bits. That is the highest resolution. Then if the image was a transparent background and you needed a transparent background, but this is not a transparent background, then you will check this. You check this. All right, so but this is not a transparent background, but you can leave it anyway. All right, so the next thing you're gonna go to is the transformation. All right, so you're gonna check the unit. If you are peculiar about the size, then you need to check it out. If there are sizes that you want to check out, you need to check it out. Then there's the resolution. All right, so 300 dpi is perfectly okay when you are um, sending your work for print. Otherwise, you could just leave it in any of the other formats. And mind you, whenever you change your resolution, it affects the image size. All right, this here is the document size. After you export, this is the size that your document is going to become. All right, so it's important that you note this when you are exporting. All right, so you see it has increased. I increased it to 150 and it has increased. So let me take it to 300 and I'm gonna see what it increased to. All right, so it's going to 1 point something megabyte. Oh, let me just leave it this and let's say export. All right, so wow, so we've done the export. So let's go check the location where I've just exported it to now. I've exported it, so you can see the file right now you see the file now is in a PNG format, and I'm going to check a property and I will show you that. Now you can see it's PNG and it can be viewed as an image anytime, any day. You click it up and this is it. All right, so this is PNG for you. Okay, so the next to export it to JPEG, so you click on it and you still go to the file type, you name your file and just name it anything you want. So you export. So it's the same thing. You work through the file type again, file type setting or the mode. So if you want to leave it as CMYK, fine. If you want to leave it as RGB, fine. If you want to leave it as grayscale, it's up to you. So RGB is good since I want to use it for screen. If you want to use it for screen purpose, you want to use it for social media, if you want to use it for anything online, your best bet is RGB. But if you are using the work, if you are exporting that work for print, then you want to leave it at CMYK. All right, so consider the size again. I'm going to leave it at 300 dpi. So you see it's 1.5 megabytes. So any of those, any just check this out, play around with this and you'll see the best outcome. So you can say it okay. All right, so I'm just gonna do the same thing again and I will export as another format of this. I'm gonna export with CMYK. That we're still gonna see, I'm gonna just show you the difference. All right, so I've exported it now. So let's go over to our file location and just check them out. All right, so get it here. So All right, so I guess you can see this is the RGB and this is CMYK. All right, so that's why it's important that when you are exporting your file, you know what format that you want to use it for. CMYK is not very good file format for picture. So if you want to export your work, make sure you export it in RGB. All right, so all right, if this video has been helpful for you, please do me a favor, like this video, all right, to help the algorithm, and also do well to subscribe, because I